Yo, it's your boy Jelly Roll, Fat Man Totem, whatever you want to call me, just spell my name right on the check. You watching Concrete TV.
It's like the devil sitting on my shoulder, and he keeps telling me just to come over. And I can't think straight cause I ain't sober. I only do cocaine in California, in California, in California, in California. And I'm a long way from home right now in California.
Man, I'm good, man. I'm home. We did a lot of traveling last year. We did probably 100 something shows. So I'm just glad to be home, man. Just glad to be home. Glad to be back at the crib. And I've been home for a few months now. Glad to be leaving. We leave next week. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing, man. We're doing Cypress Hill's 25th anniversary tour. We're doing 10 dates with them in the Southeast. And then we're doing, I think, like 15 to 16 dates Midwest, just solo headlining shit. And that goes through summer, June. And we got some festivals this year. So we're kind of like, our summer we're going to take off a little bit too and just do our festivals. Like, we're doing Rock on the Range. We're doing Hog Rock Fest, which is like the big biker festival. It's crazy. It's fucking naked bitches and all kind of wild shit. And we're doing the Gathering of Juggalos, man. I was telling JOERILLA a minute ago, I never finished the story, was we did the Gathering, I don't know, it's probably 5 years ago, right? Maybe 5 years ago, and I did the second stage, first time headlining without Lil White, because it was Jelly Roll Lil White, then it was Jelly Roll Little White, like separate. And the next year I did it, and I just trying, and then Lil White did the main stage, so we did Jelly Roll Lil White on the main stage, but not Jelly Roll. You know what I'm saying? So this year they're putting Jelly Roll on the main stage, so I'm like, fuck yeah, baby. It's cool to work at something and see it work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when fat people start losing weight and they see the scales, they're like, oh, I'm getting skinny. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm seeing shit build. You know what I mean? We just finished Sobriety Sucks. It'll be out May this month. It's a crazy mixtape. It's like 15, 16 songs. And I was telling Capo and them earlier, not jokingly, that I'm very proud of 11 of them. You know what I'm saying? It's different, but it's not. It's like, it's not as different as people think it's gonna be. There's some left turns on here, but don't make no mistake, I threw some curveballs, but it's right down the middle. It just sounds different. It feels different. You know what I'm saying? It's more musical, but it's still produced like a hip hop record. I have a record that's called, I'm gonna play two of them for y'all leave the last two, called Killing Me. It's probably the darkest record on the record. And it was talking about a real battle that I was battling with drugs and trying to get off of them, and with probation, a lot of shit that was coming down on me because I was riding a high for so long, it kind of caved in on me. And that record meant a lot. I got a record called Talk to God that's about how I think our relationship with God should be and how open it should be. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much about fucking smoking pot and talking to God. You know what I'm saying? We have a record called California that I leaked a few months ago that's about the industry, but written from the perspective of Californians. I only do cocaine in California, but it was like to reference to people that I went to that city of dreams and realized that the city of angels is really a city of demons at night. You know what I mean? It's really a dark place where people change who they are, you know, and change how they feel. And people get you in a Soho house and feed you a bunch of whiskey and a bunch of powder and then try to fuck you out of your publishing. You know what I'm saying? It's like the weirdest shit ever. God, there's so many smashers on this fucking record, dude. We got a song called Little Jimmy. Probably the most punk rock record I've ever cut. But it tells a real story about today's society and kids and how brainwashed they are. And the last one's called No More. And it's a record I wrote pretty openly about love affair in my life. You know, this is by far the most on my sleeve I've ever been as far as my personal life musically. You know, nothing against Smoke. It was just like, me and Smoke make two totally different kind of music. I'm not saying Smoke's music isn't real. I'm just saying it's not real to me. It's real to him. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like sometimes people would rather live in this let's go hunting and fishing and let's all party and be happy world than hear fucking about the real pain that exists in the world. But, you know, I just feel like that was my thing at that too, was like, you know, especially Music Row, like now that I'm really bubbling and I'm fucking with this 6 strings and I have the band, like it's the constant like, oh, you rap like Big Smo. Like, fuck no, I don't rap anything like Big Smo. Like, it's the worst comparison. That's the polar opposite of a comparison of who I rap like. And if you don't know it, you just look like, oh, look, it's another fat dude with a beard. Cool, you got a couple tattoos, but they look great. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, tattoos look fucking horrible. I've had them forever. But, so it was just saying that, man, I just feel like my content touches a different audience of people, and it's still way more urban, man. Ours is recording right now, right? So, no, I had to make sure, because this is something I want to make sure people hear. I misbranded myself with a record, and I can be man enough to admit that today. When it wasn't under my control, I was on a production deal, and they put out this Whiskey Sessions. It was me in a studio with live music, rapping and singing, and it was a great look, and it did, you know, millions of views now, and God bless me, it was a great thing. Behind it, we shot a video for some of the real produced records, and mistakenly, the first one we shot was a song called Yippee-Ki-Yay. And the song is crazy. I mean, it was a metaphor to me, like came up from the bottom, baby covered in mud. To the top I rose, hunting nothing but love from a place they blow bud. Sit back and get buzzed. Like, it was that Jelly Roll shit to me. Like, I'm talking about, you know, pretty much the same old Jelly shit. But the visual for it made it look real fucking piggish. You know what I'm saying? It made it look like at any given second you fitting to see somebody fucking a goat. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it put me in this place that was like, oh, Jelly Roll's doing country rap. And I was like, oh, fuck, no, I'm not. No, please, no. And they started putting me on, like, hip-hop radio sites and hip-hop blog sites. And, like, I fucking hate hip-hop. Like, I don't like it at all. Like, I don't like anything it stands for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am fucking anti that. But early phases, I don't understand branding. I do now. Now once you misbrand yourself, you're like, ooh, that was a big fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go back and try to negate that. And that's why this cover and this article and this interview was so important to me with you, Capo, to convey the message that it's the same old Jelly, baby. It's just musically, it's just better. Musically, it's better. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm playing the guitar and because we're basing things off the keys, man, I'm still rapping about, you said, the favorite thing you said today, you said, don't take it wrong, man, but you can hear the pain in that mixtape. And I was like, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted people to feel that pain. I wanted every song to be a song of substance. You know what I'm saying? One where people left and reflected, but also had a good time. It's not so, I also don't want to paint the picture verbally like it's fucking a drag and, you know, it comes with a fucking Xanax bar and a fucking razor blade to slit your wrist. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. You know what I mean? But it's a real record. Yeah, man, I think I grew. I think I just grew up. You know, it's like, I'm old, man. I'm older. I'm not old, like I'm by any merit of like the artist age, but like, I just broke down. I just kicked into the 30s. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the beginning of the 30s now. Like, that's a big deal to me. Like, once you break 30, it's like, oh fuck. You know, I had a kid. I decided I didn't want to go to jail no more. It was a big decision in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I just don't want to go to jail no more. I'm tired. Jail sucks. Jail's not. I literally had a point in my life where jail was like, okay, whatever. Fuck, it's not cool, but it's not. There's things worse. Now at 31, I'm like, nope, death and AIDS. You know, cancer. Shit like that, but other than that, nothing is worse than jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, besides those major things, like, jail sucks. And my heart changed, man. So my music changed with my heart. And then I started getting into music. Like, how much, I was saying, the guitar is a symbol to me because it's embracing something that being from Nashville, I pushed away for so long. Because I was from the other side of Nashville. I was like, fuck you, and Music Row, and your fucking guitars at the airport. And your fucking guitar picks with Nashville written all over them and all that fucking corny shit y'all are doing to us. And now I'm like, what? We missed millions of dollars, y'all, being stubborn. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like, let's go back and fucking rake that back in that we missed it, you know. And it gave me a new respect for the art form, too. Like, I now respect music, bro, and the way they write and the way they produce, and I respect the piano. And The Weeknd did an interview that was so real. He said, if you can't strip a song down to just a piano and it still be banging, it's not a great song. And in Nashville, that's how we feel about the guitar. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't take the 808 out, pull the synths out, fucking get rid of the snare, draw the hi-hat, kick the drummer out. If you can't pull out a 6-string guitar and sing it and make people go, that's a good song. It's not a good song. It's just you saying some shit over a really good produced beat. I just started kind of getting into it myself. I've been playing for a few years now, and I'm still not as fluid with this as I'd like to be, but it's something I believe in. I've been taking piano lessons this year, you know, because like once I got to where I could really play the guitar, like at least by myself, I was like, okay, let's learn the next instrument, like, and progress around. And it's just changed me so much as an artist, man. It's also changed the songwriting ability. Like, you strip the power from people. Like, I encourage young artists to be that now. Like, dude, you don't have to be the guitar. Fucking go get you a beat machine, learn how to make your own fucking beats, dude. Don't rely on another motherfucker for your career. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have the ability right now to sit that motherfucker out and write a song right here by myself. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, and that's power. That's empowering myself, that I don't need a big thing now to make something right. Now, hope if I write it good enough, when I can get somebody to come in and produce it and record it, you know what I mean? But it's the ability to be able to express myself by myself. There's this local thing every Monday night at Winners, called Whiskey Jam. Y'all ever heard of this shit? This is cool. It's like all the up and coming country artists go play it. It's kind of like a staple. Like, if you get to play it, it's a big deal, like amongst the Midtown Music Row crowd. And they let me play it a couple years ago. So I had to put together a band for it. The Jingle Punks in LA that were producing my record had already got me to do the whiskey sessions by then, so I was used to rocking with the band. Jared's the one, Jingle Jared, got to give him his credit right now. If I don't give him credit for nothing else, he was the one that was like, yo, you can fucking sing, man. You need to sing more. Yo, you can fucking, you need to play the guitar, man. You need to figure this shit out, dude. You're bigger than fucking just a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can always rap and be a rapper, but you can be bigger. You know what I mean? So he's the one that made me experiment. We went to Whiskey Jam. I met my guitar player that night. He was just there. And he came over and talked to me, and he was like, I dig it. And I was like, yeah, man. Somebody knew him, mutual friend for the Jingle Punks knew him, introduced us. We hired a drummer. I always had my DJ Highlight. I couldn't get him down here for the picture because he's in Ohio. I wanted to so bad. But we hired a drummer. I found out then that running a band's really hard. So we went and looked for another drummer. And we found us a young guy, Casey Drums, that plays with us. He's just a real young fucking... Are you 21 yet, Casey? We were 21 with us, right? We were with you that. No, they came to see you that night. I missed you. Yeah. So he's turned 21 since he's been touring with us. He's been touring with us like a year now. So it's been a really good time, man. It's a different energy. What I did to keep it balanced for this project was I went back to my production roots, and I took it back to the guy who produced for me coming up. I went back to T Stoner's spot. You know, I literally went back to the drawing board. Like, I came back from LA. It could come off this way, but it's the truth. Like, I had a deal that was on the table. The direction they were trying to take me wasn't the direction I wanted to go. Stubbornly, I came home and went back to the drawing board, but with the knowledge that I had obtained there. Like, okay, I'm going to keep this live sound, but I got to put these 808s under it. I got to make sure it's produced like a rap record, because fucking I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we did. We brought it all together. And then so we just literally, like a band, like the band would come in, and some days we'd write off of a 808 beat Stoner made. Some days me and Phil, like some of the records me and Phil wrote on the guitar on the tour bus this year. You know what I'm saying? The records that needed live drums would go in and drum on. You know what I'm saying? And if we need a key player, we'd call a key player, and Matt Ferrante would come in and put keys on shit. So every sound on here, minus the synthesizers, is a live sound. We're putting our rollout plan now. I know it's coming in May because it's as done as done could be. But the way we're going to do it is going to be very unique. It's going to feel special. This is going to happen. You think about it. Talk to God's a perfect example of that. There's a verse where I said, sitting in prison. My cousin got life, man, he's sitting in prison. My baby mama popping out, the shit is ridiculous. My daughter's so smart, I swear the kid is so gifted. The first version of that said, my baby mama popping pills, the shit is ridiculous. And I was like, I got an 8-year-old that's gonna go see this on the internet. She's gonna go look this up, and she's gonna come and go, Daddy, what's popping pills mean? And I'm gonna have to explain that to her. You know what I mean? So I still cuss a lot and I'm still vulgar, I'll be honest, but it's like, I do have I'm more subconscious now of like, you know what I'm saying? How I approach writing and the message I convey. Like, it's one thing to be vulgar, but it's another thing to push something bad. Like, my music doesn't encourage bullshit no more. That's why I quit rapping about selling drugs. Because you either rap about what they've done horrible for you or the good times in them. And artists tend to just hang on to the good times, never the 50-year sentence that somebody got handed. People just want to talk about man, I got all this money in a nice car. Like, well, talk about your homeboy told on you. You know, and I got in a place where I felt like I was glorifying that. And as the more uncool jail became, the more corny glorifying drug dealing became to me. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in a place where it's like, I used to feel like, especially being a white dude from the urban side of Nashville and coming up in the rap scene, I had to prove my gangster to everybody. You know, it had to constantly be nah, but I'm written out. It's kind of like, you know what, dog, I'm from Nashville. If you're from Nashville, everybody knows who I am. Everybody knows who I was. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, it's fucking, and it's not cool. It wasn't really that cool. Now that it's over, it's kind of one of those things you thought was fun when you were on the roller coaster, and you get off of it and go, man, that was kind of fucking corny. That roller coaster low-key sucked. You know what I'm saying? You know, so like, that's where I'm at with it now. So my music kind of reflects that. Keep referencing me. You know, I really don't care how you refer to me at this point. I'll take the new Jelly Roll, but listen to it first. Before you judge it, go listen to Therapeutic Music 5. Really listen to Sobriety Sucks. Like, really listen to the song California. Like, and I think that if you still want to call that the new Jelly Roll, I'm with that. But don't call it the new Jelly Roll and assume that I'm fucking rapping over a banjo and a fucking harmonica. You know what I'm saying? And not even give it a second to chance. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's important to me, is that judge me by the music, not by what you think the music is or what it looks like. Don't judge me by there being a band behind me. Come see the live show and then leave and tell me what you thought about the band. Because a motherfucker ain't came to a live show yet and left like, that shit sucked. He should go back to just him and the DJ jumping around and high-fiving each other. Like, they're like, yo, man, that shit was like some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just building, dude. We just hired a bass player. We're finna hire a key player this year. It's like, man, this shit, I have a vision, man. And it's way bigger than this, man. You know, I have a vision to take this shit somewhere totally different in the next 3 years. You know, and it's, that's my plan. This is just the beginning, man. Come judge me on the music and judge me on the show. Don't judge me by the perception of it, you know. Man, we first did this, I was going to hit you up. Like, you should put me in Struggle on the cover, but he can't.
Yeah, I know.
Until he gets out of the halfway out. I swear that was my initial idea. I was like, oh, that'd be so dope. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, like, just pop up in 10,000 magazines across Nashville like that. I'm fucking in a halfway house. Dude, he's home. We did a record together. We're shooting a video for it called Train Tracks. It's on this album. It's my guitar player's favorite song on the record. It really brought a bond to the Slumerican family. You know, like, me and Yellow Wolf were bonded through struggle. And, you know, if you've watched me the last 5 years, me and Yellow Wolf are extremely close. I consider him a really good friend of mine. You know, Zilla, who works as his right-hand man, is from Antioch. So it's like, but still, the tying bind to the whole Slumerican shit with me, Yellow Wolf, Alexander King, Ritz, all of us, Big Henry, the entire real Slumerican family, you know, especially the core ones, like, you know, Cubs over there with us now, the Cook Up Boss, which is another Nashville native. But the ones that been there since it was an idea, with Struggle was there before me, was all bonded through Struggle to me. So when Struggle came home, it really validated that, you know, and it was just on some no homo shit, man. This might be my best friend for 13 years, man. You know, and 5 of those 13 years, man, I had to talk to him for, you know, 20 minutes a month, because he only got 300 minutes a month to talk to me and his 5 kids and his manager. So it's like, to have him home, man, and know that I'm leaving here right now to go hang out with him at the studio for the next, till he goes back to the halfway house at 1 a.m. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I missed a good part of me, man. It's good to have my best friend back. Musically, he's going to do great things. I mean, he's going to sell a lot of records and make a lot of money, but on some just brother shit, it's like my best friend's home. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, you know, anybody whose best friend makes it home. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck yeah, dog, it's great. Being myself was a big part of it, because Music Row is a very tedious spot where you have to play games. You have to play a certain image, and they took to me because I didn't have to. You know, if I go to the bar and get pissed drunk and fucking piss on a sidewalk, it's funny. Fucking Jason Aldean does it. He's on TMZ and it's ugly. You know what I'm saying? And then once people liked me proving that I could hold my own, because, you know, these dudes write, man. I have a whole new respect for the Music Row writers, like, all day, every day, hit records. 2-3 dudes sit in a room with a fucking guitar and write a song that's going to generate $7 to $8 million on the fucking radio, possibly. You know, a big fucking money shit. And they do it for a fucking like we eat breakfast. Go in there and write 3 fucking songs a day. You know what I'm saying? Turn in 400 songs a year to get 2 hits, or 1 hit if they're lucky. Different work ethic. I just respected the fuck out of it. But I had to show them, like, it was like, it was funny for me because it's like the kid that sits on the sideline and watches basketball players, and like, you're like, I can play with y'all. I'm fucking dope. I'm cold. Fuck y'all. I'm dope too. Fuck, watch me. Y'all should let me in the game. And somebody stops in the middle of the game, ref blows a whistle, motherfucker throws you a basketball. Well, come on out here, fat dude. And you're like, oh shit, I gotta throw up. Y'all are fast. Y'all shoot really good. Y'all be dunking and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I got out there and held my own. So, like, that made them really respect me. Like, oh, he's not just all bar talkers. I go to the bar and get shit-faced to talk shit. So finally, that shit-talking turned into, why don't you come to Sony tomorrow at noon and meet us in the B-room? And I'm like, ooh, scary. Okay, let's do it. And I went, man, and we wrote records, and it was fun. One of the music producers from Nashville is a good guy, man. It's Russell Zeker. And he plugged us in to try to do some writing on the, we did, like, some back-end writing on the Nashville series. He plugged me in for some shit for the Oprah Winfrey Network. Jingle Jared's big in the sync world. So Jingle Jared just kind of threw me into this sync world. Like, I'll tell y'all now, I think we put this out by the time this comes out. Ratchet and Clank, they just turned into a movie. And I did what might be the theme song. It's definitely the closing credits song for sure. 100%. When the movie goes off, the last 3 minutes of who all played who and who executive produced what, that'll be my record playing through that. But it might fuck around and be the theme song for Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, no, it's a big baby. It's like a big thing. It's gonna be big. Like, but you know, he's the one who put me together with the Playboy sessions whenever we went and played at the Playboy office and shit. You know what I'm saying? Jingle Jared's just like kind of this innovative TV sync guy that just kind of, I don't know, man. It was like, the cool thing about it is crossing cultures. Like, I've learned that just as much as we're fascinated by these people, they're fascinated by us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're fascinated by our culture. So Jingle Jared, a Canadian Jew, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, respectfully grew up the opposite of how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? That owns a house in fucking Brentwood, California, a block over from where fucking Nicole Brown Simpson got slaughtered at. You know what I'm saying? Like, with a pool, and fucking, you know, was fascinated with the white trash culture of South Nashville. Well, fuck, I happen to be fascinated with the Brentwood, California culture, so fucking let's hang out. You know what I'm saying? And fucking you take me to fucking the Soho house, and I'll fucking the Brentwood market to eat breakfast, and I'll fucking take you to Monell's. You know what I'm saying? And fucking Sweats. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go to Whiskey Jam and get drunk and play the guitar and sing songs together. So, it's just work, man. He's always kept me in mind when he does big shit. So we just did the Ratchet and Clank shit too. So I think that's going to be my new bragging point for a while. I did the Myrtle Manor. It was Myrtle Manor. I did the Myrtle Manor theme song, and I was in House of Cards for season 1 and season 2. I did a couple songs for that shit. And there was a big Jake Gyllenhaal movie I was in, Hey Girl or Gone Girl. I had a song in that. Yeah. It's a good movie. I never seen it, but I heard I'm in it. I got paid for it. It was awesome.
It really is a good.
If I didn't make any other history, I think I made history being the first dude on the cover with a guitar. None of them can out-rap me. Anybody with that opinion can't out-rap me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's where I really bound it in, man. It's like, you know, dog, it's still very hip-hop. You heard the project. I mean, it's got some elements to it, but I'm still rapping my ass off, and I'm still not trying. So, you know, it's one of those things. It's like, so it's just like, listen, man, I don't say this very often, but if the money's right, you know what I'm saying, I'll accept the challenge still. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not above fucking taking off his fucking snap down and fucking going, man. I feel like I represent Nashville hip-hop seriously, as well as the people before me that I looked up to, like Kwani Cash and like Pistol and Boogie and Papa J and Haystack. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I represent Nashville rap. If you look at Nashville rap history, I feel like from the Blow Pop crew being probably, like, to me, some of the real pioneers of like Nashville sound, right? And then you itch up into the Papa J Boogie era, which bled over into the Pistol, Kwani Cash, Haystack era, right? Because those eras could be separated if you really wanted to. I feel like the era that came out right after that was Jelly Roll and Starlito. Like, in my heart of hearts, like, I feel like we are that class of people. Like me, Starlito, City Paper came out shortly after that, who was tied to PJN through Pistol, if you think about how far back his roots go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you look at our class of artists, not only did we hold down Nashville rap, we did it in a major way, and respectfully did it better than our successors and predecessors. Respectfully. They might have been better rappers, but we ended up with a bigger platform than them, is the way to say it. So, you know, Young Buck falls into both classes if you really get technical. He fell in the first class of being back to the Young Buck DT days, you know, back on up and give me room. But he really exploded at the beginning of the All-Star Jelly Roll era. You know what I'm saying? Because me and All-Star, Starlito, I still call him All-Star to this day. You know what I'm saying? Battled each other at the Outer Limits. You know what I'm saying? He was there with us too that first night. Capo was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, real Nashville rap history. Like, so to say, I don't deserve the cover of the Nashville rap fucking magazine? Man, suck me while I'm soft. Straight the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? For real. We held this culture down like no other, bro. Like, even now, like, we were talking about Petty and the new class. I call them the new Nashville. You know what I'm saying? I think they're like, and there'll be a class under them that we'll call the new Nashville. And, you know, they're great. And I think some of them will blow past us because that's the spirit of the city, and I hope so. My hope is that every class or every other class, it skips a generation where somebody just explodes bigger than the previous class. But I think right now, man, our class will have to go down in history. As of right now, today, the biggest platform Nashville's ever had. And people who say I don't deserve this cover, you're fucking welcome. Because of me, you can go rap in your little room tonight, put out a little mixtape tomorrow, and people take you serious because you're from Nashville. Because when we first started rapping, being from Nashville was not taken serious. You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all country motherfuckers. It was so bad, Buck had to come out, you can call us country, but you can't call us broke. You feel me? You know, I mean, like, Buck had to embrace country on some, like, y'all gonna call us fucking country anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a lot to do with fucking making that shit look like we're fucking from the first 48. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were part of the big Nashville, Memphis squabbles at first. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. All the way back to Yo Gotti getting hot and All-Star being a part of Yo Gotti's getting hot. Fucking All-Star being on the Trap or Die mixtape. Nashville history, man. We should do a Nashville history episode sometime, man. Like, just like a podcast with all of us talking about, like, shit people don't know about Nashville rap. So a person who said I don't deserve that cover, they don't know Nashville rap, man. They should do their research, man. Gamble and White Boy Volume 1, second episode of the Concrete Magazine. Me and Jazz Howard. God, that was a controversial episode. They put Little White on the cover. And then they did me and the spray on the inside. It was two white dudes. You know what I'm saying? And there was a black dude running concrete then named Kevin. Yeah, before I even met Brian, I met Kevin first. Kevin was on the street, little pothead with his backpack. He's like the first backpacker I ever met. I'm from Tennessee, man. You know, the Concrete Magazine meant so much to me for all the years that I got it tattooed on me, not because of my involvement with the magazine, because to me the magazine means Nashville rap. Like, I think it's great that y'all are in Memphis. I think it's great that y'all went to Birmingham. I think it's great that y'all spread your wings and multi-marketed and got big on the internet. But that's Nashville rap shit to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Concrete's always going to be a reflection of fucking Nashville hip-hop. Y'all reviewed our fucking mixtapes for like a decade now. You know what I'm saying? Plus, so it's like, you know, it was just a thing that was like, I felt like that's what it was to me, man. You know what I mean? Was like coming back to that. Make it about the music, man, and be as passionate about the music as you were everything. Like, really perfect your craft, because you don't realize you're perfecting your craft while you're doing it. And if you did realize that you were perfecting a craft, like when a drummer sits down and starts drumming, he realizes that he's perfecting the drum kit. Like, as he gets better, he's like, yo, I'm really figuring this fucking shit out. Rappers, we're not wired that way. For whatever reason, we're like, oh, we're just rapping. Like, it was all because I freestyled for so long that it was just like, whatever, let's just, I was the Teddy Ruxpin rapper, like, woohoo, let's rap. You know, like fucking push play on the back of my fucking back and I'll just start rapping. You know what I mean? It's like, so I never really thought about perfecting that craft and how much more important than just rapping it was. How much branding, man, I've learned that the last couple years. How much understanding image does matter. I used to be like, no image, fucking image. You know, it's like, man, you can't be out here looking cat raggedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that has a lot to do with it. Visuals, how you know, it ain't just hurry. It's not about doing the most. It's about doing the best. And that's what I would tell my younger self is slow your fat ass down and sit down and really, really concentrate. You know what I'm saying? Even now, we're fighting the quality, not quantity battle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I used to be like, put out 4 mixtapes a year and something's gonna, you throw enough shit against the wall, something will stick. And now it's like, you know what, man, let's really, really, really think about what the fuck we're doing. And what kind of, because, man, so many things I would have changed, you know. And I wish I'd have known then that the streets were a dead-end path. I wish I'd have really been able to wrap my head around at 21 that there was no future, give none. You know, struggle's 36 years old, baby. Just got home from federal prison. I mean, we're talking about a man that's probably not going to be 70. You know what I'm saying? That halfway through his entire life, he just now is like, okay, I have to fucking figure my life out now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm watching him figure his life out. Like, here I am at 31, like, figuring my grown man life out. I got an 8-year-old and a kid on the way. Like, fuck, a little late to start figuring out what the fuck you're, a little late to put together a 10-year plan, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, put your 10-year plan together at 21, Jason, not at 31. Is what I'd have told myself too. You know what I'm saying? I'd already been a pop superstar by now. And I'd be skinny with a 6-pack and a big dick. You know what I'm saying? Last thing, man, shout out T Stoner, man. Shout out T Stoner and the band and Sunny Paradise for producing the album. It's big, important, you know, because that's another good thing, man. Phil's from Memphis, Tennessee. Casey's from Dixon, Tennessee. Stoner's from Franklin, Tennessee. We're all, you know, except for Phil being from West Tennessee, we're all Middle Tennessee boys. You know, like, it just feels real Nashville. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good stuff, man. I'm very proud of the project. Yeah, baby. Everybody's favorite fat man. Totem Pole. Ha! Concrete magazine, dude. I just picked it up the other day for the first time, read my first issue. I'm full of shit. I've been rocking with Concrete a decade plus, man. It's just a beautiful thing to be back here. Concrete, still in the streets. Fat man. Y'all know us. Love. Jelly. Yeah. Somebody once told me